The Arizona Cardinals now starting off the season at 1-4. We asked the big question, what is the status update on star running back James Conner? We finally got an update from our head coach Jonathan Gannon. Let's dive right into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. Definitely follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description below. All right, everybody, let's go and get started here. Let's first dive right into the status update from James Conner and what Jonathan Gannon has said about his injury. Now, obviously, if you didn't watch the game in the second quarter of the Cincinnati game, we ended up having James Conner leaving the game due to a knee injury, and he ended up coming back, and on the field he had his helmet on, but he never returned back to the game. So it begs the question out there, what is the status update for James Conner? We finally got that status update here. Let's dive right into what Jonathan Gannon had to say.
I know you were expecting more of an update today on his status.
Yeah, we're kind of still working through that. I just told the media, I'm not trying to be coy, we're still working through that. But James will be back at some point. But honestly, just want to add another back for some depth there to make sure that we're okay there for practice and for the games. Damian we added last week, so he'll be up, and we'll try to get him going. But like where Amari and Keontae are back, so we got some options in there if James does miss some time that we can fill the void and play football.
Is there a decent chance he's going to miss some time?
I'm not quite sure yet, but it looks like a little bit of time.
Definitely not good news here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, obviously, when the radio station hosts end up kind of pressing the idea of asking, do you think he's going to be missing any time? And obviously, Jonathan Gannon responds with, I'm not quite sure yet, but looks like a little bit of time. It's kind of one of those situations where he didn't really truly want to speak too fast on the idea because they still might be doing tests at this very moment. But man, this would be an absolute huge blow if the Cardinals do lose a James Conner. Even if it's for a week or two, this guy is the catalyst of what our offense is, right? We're supposed to be a run-heavy offense, and everything runs through James Conner, right? The moment he runs, gets the run game to work, that opens up our play action, the bootlegs, and all this different stuff. So this would definitely be a huge blow for the Arizona Cardinals if we were to lose a James Conner. I mean, it's just kind of one of those situations that, man, it's just, it sucks, right? It's one of those realizations that it's hard to start finding a light at the end of the tunnel because all the lights are starting to kind of get blown out, right? I know in the beginning of the season I had a lot of optimism, or at least more optimism than more Cardinal fans out there did, but honestly I think we're kind of going to a reality check right now as Cardinal fans, and I think losing James Conner would just be another blow because we just had injury after injury after injury, and we have the trade deadline coming up here pretty soon, which is the end of this month. So I don't know if the Arizona Cardinals are going to be sellers at the trade deadline. They're definitely not going to be buyers, right? Or they're just going to stay still, right? Not do anything, right? So there's a lot of questions to be answered, but there's also a few games to be played as well. Before we get to the scenario where we have to panic about a trade deadline, because I know, truthfully, there's some rumors getting thrown out there with the idea of the Arizona Cardinals basically going on a fire sale and removing a lot of these veteran type of players that we have either on a contract year or they want to go to a contending team. So as of right now, it's very unfortunate to kind of live in a world where we are at right now, right? We are a 1-4 team. I know this team, or at least this coaching staff, is trying to win games, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the talent to compete in the NFL, you can only get by with the whole spirit situation for so long until it kind of comes crashing down. And if you don't know how to close games, we're going to find ourselves in a situation that we might not win very many games this year. So it's just a realization, and it sucks to say, especially when we're only 5 games into the season and we got 12 games left and we're losing our big players left and right. It's definitely not a good look here for the Arizona Cardinals. So to recap here, Jonathan Gannon didn't 100% say that he is going to be gone, right? He didn't say 100% that he's going to be gone, but being that he says, I'm not quite sure yet, but it looks like a little bit of time, definitely not a good feeling for me as a Cardinal fan. But obviously the Cardinals also made a move here today. We ended up claiming running back Tony Jones off the waivers from the Saints earlier today, and obviously last week We got Damian Williams, who was a former Chief and a former Super Bowl champion. And then he did also say in this interview that he's excited about seeing what Amari DeMarcado can do. And those are all kind of instances to me that maybe we just might not have James Conner for a game or two. And as of right now, it's just kind of TBD, but definitely not trending in the right direction here for the Arizona Cardinals offense for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts here about possibly losing James Conner moving forward, at least for the next couple games? Let me know here in the chat below. Thank you so very much for tuning in. As always, have a great rest of your day and go Cards.